Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, GrandmastaJ, and today I have a very important question for you. How do you win at fighting games? Now, obviously, this is a trick question, right? Like, come on, of course you know. Or do you? Today, I will be talking specifically about Guilty Gear and help you think critically about how your character wins. Now, Guilty Gear is a very offense-heavy game with big damage and crazy mix-ups. Because of this, the game has tailored its system mechanics to keep you in constant motion. A good example of this is your risk gauge. If you block for too long, your risk gauge cranks up, and then all of a sudden, the next hit that you take, okay, you're going to be taking huge amounts of damage. Like, so much damage. Another example is you gain meter from running forward, and you lose meter by backing up. See, they'll give you a danger warning until finally you lose all your meter. And meter, of course, is important because it allows you to barrier block, which pushes your opponent away a lot more, and also allows you to block in the air. Guilty Gear is the prime example on how a game forces you to take action. To go over another example, let's refer to Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is essentially the exact opposite. You can kind of just sit there and block everything because there's nothing in the game that is unreactable that you can't either reflect or alpha counter. In all fighting games, in order to win, you have to hit your opponent. Okay, you have to get your opponent's health bar down to 0. That's how you win. In Guilty Gear and in other fighting games, every character in the game has what you might call a win condition. What do I mean by that? Let's take Millia for an example, okay? Millia is a very fast character, and this in turn gives her really good neutral. Okay, your opponent's going to have a really hard time trying to hit you, while Millia will have no problems getting in on the opponent. However, Millia's win condition is by knocking you down and setting down a disc that forces your opponent to block. What this allows her to do is that she can then go for a high-low or a left-right mix-up. See? She has moves that are unblockable. That is her win condition. She mixes you up until you die. Millia is a great example on a character that has a very simple game plan, right? Knock them down, set a disc, run mix-up. But she is difficult to execute that game plan because she is indeed a very technical character. You have to manage pin, it's just a whole lot. Now, let's look at the character on the other end of the spectrum. Kai Kisuke. He's a very simple character. He has great normals, good fireballs, great pressure, good damage, like solid neutral overall. But how does he win? I mean, sure, Kai has the same sort of like set and forget, neutral that Millia has. He can of course run 50-50 mix-ups similar like Millia, but like, how does he hit you? See, when Millia gets in your face, right, she has mix-ups. She has means of opening you up, right? Things that are unreactable. But Kai doesn't really have any of that, right? Like, he doesn't have an unreactable overhead or an unreactable low, right? He just has everything that seems pretty normal. So if you're Goichi, like, what's stopping you from just sitting here and blocking everything that Kai can do? I mean, like, he's similar to SSJ Goku, except SSJ Goku at least has a lot of pressure. Well, let's get into it. See, remember when I was discussing the system mechanics of Guilty Gear specifically and how it forces action? In this game, blocking is a detriment to you, and Kai doesn't really have to open you up like characters in Dragon Ball have to do, because in Dragon Ball, blocking is not a detriment. There are 2 mechanics that I have yet to talk about. One being throws and chip damage. See, in Guilty Gear, throws are frame 1. I think they're frame 1 or frame 2, which means that it's very difficult to react in throw tech. In order to throw tech, you actually have to you actually have to press either forward or back heavy at the exact same time, which is really hard. And if you're on low HP, chip damage is going to kill you as well. You see, how Kai wins games is that he is a character that utilizes all of these things, the risk gauge, throws, chip damage. He uses all these things in order to establish his own win condition. If I had to really say definitively what his win condition is, I would say he's great at establishing his own space and enforcing his own space and making opponents uncomfortable to be around him. If you're blocking him in the corner, he has means of establishing his own plus frames. That's just cranking the guard bar all the way. If he's got meter, he can just throw you and get a full combo. Or if you guys are just at full screen, he can just start chucking fireballs at you and therefore just forcing a response. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Why does this matter to you? Guilty Gear Strive is right around the corner, and I know a lot of you guys are going to play it. And some of you that are playing it are probably brand new to fighting games as a whole. When you hit a wall and begin thinking, man, like my character sucks, they can't do this or that or like whatever, well, I want you to just stop and think, maybe that character's not supposed to do that. I want you to really think about how your character wins in fighting games. Like, some are great at zoning, some are great at rushdown, some are just great at existing on the screen like Kai is. And I know a lot of these things might be confusing to figure out at first, and it might be a bit discouraging to have to go through this on your own. Now, I have a problem where I have to play every single character that's ever existed. In fact, it's been so much of a problem that on my stream, I decided to add this current character and next character that I'm playing, because I just play so many characters. But you can use this to your advantage. I'm actually live right now at twitch.tv/GrandmastaJ. And if you just want to go over there and ask me about anything, or even ask if I play a character that you like, then you can very much do that. And this doesn't just have to go for Guilty Gear either. I play a lot of Street Fighter. I got really popular off of BlazBlue. I love cross tag, even though, I have my feelings. Basically, I just love every fighting game there is. Yeah, I play anime fighters. That's my bread and butter, and I really, really love anime fighters, but I play anything. So if you want, you can just stop on by, come hang out. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, as it does really motivate me to keep making videos like these. I know I personally can't wait for Strive to come out, and once it does, I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into making a tutorial for every single character in that game. Well, that's gonna do it for you, boy. Hope to see y'all in the next one. Stay safe, wash your hands, and brush your dang teeth. Peace.